Well, we know that police are now investigating this as potentially an attempted murder. We know that this little boy, 3 years old, has suffered serious injuries from finding himself inside a crocodile enclosure. And as you said, we know that the man who's been arrested and the boy are not thought at this stage by police to be known to each other.
Well, the UK has been benefiting some more today from all that diversity. Everybody knows that Britannia would be nothing without the migrants they built today, but everybody knows the first British inhabitants were Wakandan blacks. And therefore, you white scumbags should shut up about diversity. I don't think they're going to shut up about diversity. Not with your grooming gang report of 250,000 young child victims. You got mass stabbings, regular stabbings, and now add this to the cornucopia of chaos brought by North Africans or Middle Easterners or somebody not from these islands. A 3-year-old boy has been thrown into a crocodile enclosure. The police aren't releasing the name. They don't. Oh, what? Well, then how do you know that it's a migrant? How do I? That's a good question. How? By the way, migrant. How do I know that a third world invader is throwing young children into alligator pens? How do I know that? Here's what we know. The attack was random, and the man tossed the boy at the crocodiles in the UK. Picked up a 3-year-old, so this wasn't a mom who's gone crazy, a dad who's gone crazy, an uncle who's gone crazy. This is just some weirdo who's like, hey, look, 3-year-old. Chuck him into the alligator pen. And the reason why I know that it's a migrant, because if it was Henry O'Lawrence, they would say it. They would be like, we caught this crazy dude, right? His name is Chuck Steak, and he threw this poor child into the alligator pen because he's crazy. They ain't doing any of that. Not doing any of that. Here's David Santa Carlo over here. How do I know that it was a migrant? Well, hang on. Look at this.
A 30-year-old man from Norfolk.
A man in his 30s.
A 30-year-old man from Norfolk.
A 30-year-old man from Norfolk.
A 30-year-old man from Norfolk.
What? Who threw him in there? Oh, I tell you, y'all. You know his age? Well, you don't know his name? How'd that work out? When did you guys use biometrics to scan? Oh, yeah, we don't know who he is. We don't know his name, but like we know he's 30. Okay. What's his name? Well, we told you his age. Why do you need to know his name? I need to know his name because you won't tell me his name. You'll tell me his age. And then they do this, by the way, to throw dumb people off of the scent. 30-year-old from Norfolk.
A 30-year-old man from Norfolk.
A man
from where?
In his 30s.
A 30-year-old man from Norfolk.
From Norfolk?
30-year-old man from Norfolk.
I got a weird suspicion that this man from Norfolk is going to be like this country's Maryland dad. Why did you say Maryland dad? Well, he's a dad in Maryland. Yeah, but he's an illegal alien from Venezuela. But he's a dad in Maryland. No, he's not. You're trying to imply that he's an American citizen, trying to associate him with Maryland. The same thing over here. This 30-year-old man from Norfolk is going to have been a Norfolk resident for 2 months, right? He's Syrian. It's going to be Turkey. It's good. This dude is going to be Afghani. He's not going to be white. He's not going to be a white dude from Norfolk, which is why you're telling me he's from Norfolk, right? Why don't you just tell me his name? Why don't you tell me about Hamid Akbar over here from Norfolk. Because everybody be like, that don't make any sense. So you can't say his name. So you go, well, a 30-year-old man from Norfolk. What? 30-year-old man. Oh. You're going way out of your way to not say his name and then try to associate him with ties to Britannia while not giving out his name. You got all this information. That's how I know it's a Middle Easterner. That's how I know it's somebody foreign to this country. It's one of these people bombs that insufferable white libtard chicks let into the country who are now mutilating your citizens. There's an acid attack the other day. That's stupid. That's new. Thanks, diversity. Child grooming gangs, knife stabbings, and now they're throwing your children into crocodile pens. This place is going to go up, babe. It's going to go up. And it's not going to take much more, I imagine, at this point. But that's why they're not releasing the dude's name. They don't want to deal with angry, pissed off Albions, which is what you're going to have. And you're going to have it real soon. All right. The ancient Hadrian blood is going to rise up in these ancient Anglo-Saxons who came down from Northumberland. They're gonna start setting this shit's gonna explode. The government is on the side of the foreign invaders that are grooming children, acid attacking people, stabbing people, and now throwing small children into crocodile pens. The government is as big of a problem as the third world terrorist invaders at this point, and your average Englishman understands it at this point, which is why they're not naming the name. So you guys got the Ann Coulter effect even in jolly old England, and the longer they go without naming this, oh, he's 6 foot, the Middle Easterner. We got a 5'4", 30-year-old man from Norfolk. Yeah, was he born in Norfolk? No, he wasn't born there. Well, that's weird. Then why'd you say that? Why'd you say that? Hey, you're trying to cover up. You're trying to aid and abet a lunatic savage who threw a small child into a crocodile pen. The kid's been mauled. They haven't said if the kid's, they just said the kid's mauled, so I don't know if the kid's alive or dead. But either way, English people are going to be pissed off, and rightly so. This keeps happening. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. I'm kept up to date on men from Norfolk. Hit the subscribe button and make way, because the salt must flow.